The year is 2013. I've graduated from George Brown. Now it's summer, and I'm just free to do whatever I feel like. Sort of looking for work. Well, I am looking for work. And yeah. I've seen a video where someone records 1 second a day and then cuts it all together into one video, and I'm like, I'm gonna do that. But I'm not gonna do that exactly. I'm gonna just play the clips of the videos. They're gonna be longer than a second. Just cause, I don't know, fuck it. I'm gonna talk over it and tell you what's going on. So yeah. This is probably like August. Or maybe it's like April. This is so long ago. I don't really remember what I was doing on any of these days, really. Unless it's very clearly obvious what I was doing. I think this is like one of the first times that I fed one of the squirrels from my window. And then maybe this day I did some laundry and took Ella for a walk and played fetch. Ella's a great dog. So a lot of these clips, I'm like, I have laundry going at Chris's house and I'm walking Ella because Ella's a great dog. Here's Matt and my dad. I don't remember why I was down here. Maybe I was just going for a bike ride because I like to ride bikes. And then I saw something neat. I was like, whoa, that's cool. But the reason that I never actually finished this project was because I had uploaded, or like I put like 3 months worth of videos onto my computer, and then I cleared out my phone, and then I recorded for another like 3 months, and then when I started putting that back onto my computer, it started to overwrite the first 3 months. So then there was like a chunk in the middle missing, and I messed up, and now some of them are like early on and not early on. It's all became a mess, so I kind of scrapped it. But I've done my best to put it all back together in a way that makes sense, sort of. Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, it's summer and I'm just living the life. Here's like a creepy display. It's like a Furby man. This is the first area that I lived in when I moved to Toronto. Pretty average day, I bet. Probably just browsed a lot of Reddit. Here I feed the squirrels more. And if you watch, you'll see the screen window like become more fucked up as time goes on. But I'm like, yeah, the squirrels are kind of neat. I like feeding them. But eventually they do kind of become like really into it. Oh, I remember this day because I was riding around downtown looking for a lost dog because there was a $1,000 reward. Then these people were really loud, and I remember that because when I was watching them, I was like gonna confront them, but then I got a phone call with a job offer. And I was like, oh, okay, that's good. I'll have a job now. And I must have been visiting grandma. Her house had an apple tree. Here's a random slug I saw. And now I must have started working at the Food Depot. And I worked at the Food Depot for like 1.5 years. Always on the night crew. Honestly, I kind of liked it. Like, if there were no customers, would be a pretty good job. Because the only bad part about it was like, well, it didn't pay much, but also just customers are just assholes. And not even like that many of them are assholes. Yeah. It's like 99 out of 100, no problem. But there's just that one asshole that Just ruins everything. And it's just like, I don't want to work here anymore if I had to deal with that prick. But yeah, there's a lot of behind the scenes of the food depot. And they had this like little conveyor belt that I would mess around with sometimes. I'm like, this will be funny. And it kind of got jammed up. I was like, oh shit. But yeah, one time I tried to ride it, but I guess it's not designed to carry the weight of a human, and it kind of like stalled. But it didn't break, it just didn't move. It's me being in the freezer, being like, oh, it sure is cold in here. Yeah. You know, it's the simple things in life. Watching a thing go up.
Juliet.
Also, each of these videos isn't gonna represent a day. Like, just so you guys know, sometimes there's multiple videos in a day. I don't really know what's going on. Or I was like, oh, look at the date, and then I'll just choose whatever I feel like is a good one. Like, for example, this day, when we're in Ottawa, we're going to my cousin Paul's wedding. So yeah, at Parliament Hill there was like some kind of crazy video display. See, I have a feeling that this was near Canada Day. So if this was near Canada Day, then that should have happened before I started working. Because I think I started working like in September, or maybe it was August. Yeah, I think August actually. So the timeline is probably messed up in this video. So I sort of remember Paul and Megan's wedding. It was a pretty good time. Yeah, I don't know what to say. You know, it's a wedding. But I do kind of remember on that day specifically thinking that I should make like a neat vlog of going to a wedding and then never actually doing it. Which, well, here we are now, making a vlog of that wedding. Oh, and here's like a hornet's nest that I found at my mom's house. And a chipmunk. I was like, wow. Cool. Chilling out in the hammock with Juliet.
You're a crazy dog.
Juliet, back when she was a younger dog. Oh, and here's those hornets, but now the sun's not like super bright and like making a dark shadow. It's kind of spooky. Don't step in that, yo.
Can I swing you if you freak out?
I kind of remember this. Like a silk thing. Silks. I guess we're going back to Toronto. And I suppose we're in fall now? Like, is that when cicadas come out? Was that a cicada? I don't know. Well, squirrels are getting more used to me. Whatever. Visiting Ella. I've made a lot of food. Oh, that looks so gross. I don't even know what this is. Yeah, and as you can see, the squirrel has chewed through the wire mesh here, and I'm like, well, fuck it, I guess I'll just stick food through this. And look at how violent he is. He really wants it. There's some neat drips at work. I just thought that was like the patterns or whatever was cool. I don't know. The Dufferin Mall fairground thing. Me being sleepy at work. Eating a Thanksgiving pie, maybe? Okay, see, this is a clip from the first day of work. I remember. Or no, this is like within the first week. Because I remember leaving and then seeing this mouse with like a broken leg or something. It was kind of sad. Here's some Kyoto House. And there's Steve. Classic villain Steve. Doesn't want to be in the video. I guess this is just some cool looking mist or smoke or something. Steam. And then, yeah, we're in roleplay, playing some board games, visiting grandma at some point. Got a bunch of candy. Being sleepy. So many wedges. Back when I used to do art, sometimes I would make pixel art. Man. So, yeah, does this look like fall? Maybe this is the beginning of fall. Oh man, at some point I must have beaten Pokemon either black or white. I'm not sure which one this was. But I was like, yeah, that's going into my 1 second for that day.
What party?
The one that happened last night.
I didn't realize it was last night.
Steve, you're in the video too.
Oh, hey.
Hey. Hey, girl.
Oh man, the squirrels continue to expand that hole and just like eat the window. Morella, what a great dog. Here's Chris and Katish. We're at a Korean grill house, grilling up some meat. This is probably pretty close to the beginning of December, maybe mid-December-ish. Because I remember around then I got my first 2 shrimp. And I've had the tank for like a week at this point. And I put the plants in and let them do their thing for a while. And now I have the shrimp in there and I'm like, yeah, look at how cool that is. It's all like good and I'm like, yeah, these plants, they'll keep the water clean, I bet. And it's only 2 shrimp, so how messy could it get, you know? Everybody online's like, oh, you should feed them some vegetables and stuff. But the guy at the store had like dead fish in there and the shrimp were going crazy for it. So I just put little chunks of dead fish in there and they're into it. Here's a little video clip of the old place. Ella on a cold day.
Good girl, Ella.
Me taking a break outside of work. Must have snowed. And here's the ice storm. Yeah, just in the alley behind my work, there's like this giant branch that fell down and landed on our dumpster. I was like, whoa, that's kind of nuts. And yeah, it's pretty snowy. Now I'm doing a water change. I'm like, oh man, what happened here? I guess, I don't know, algae or something. And then the algae died weirdly fast. And my plants also died weirdly fast. I was like, oh shit. How could this happen? And yeah, here's some like random bus footage. And the squirrels have pretty much fucked up the wire of this window thing. Man, winter kind of blows. So, at some point, we got like a contract, my roommates and I, to make this fake video game footage for a TV show. So that's what I did for like a while there. It's just some neat footage of like the they're like putting in the new railing for the UPX at Dundas. And yeah, it was just cool to film some of that. Because I would go by here every day-ish and see what they've been doing. And on random days, it'd be like, wow, it looks like they're really doing stuff here. And I guess I put in new plants, being like, oh man, we need new plants. And I don't even remember these plants. Like, they must have died off pretty fast too. And then the ones that survived, the old one, like, they just bloomed and were good. So that's the end of this video, folks, because I stopped recording, like, stuff.